Hi, welcome to the testing world. In this session, we are going to cover different kind of element locators which we can use while automating Android native application by using Appium. Before moving to the next step, I'm going to show you few softwares which we are going to use in this session. First is Eclipse, where we are going to write our code. Apart from it, I'm using one software that is, with the help of the UI Automator viewer, we can view the properties of a different elements. Apart from it, I'm going to use one software which is Droid. With the help of the Droid, we can view our mobile screen on the desktop. So here you can see, here I will see my mobile screen. I'm moving back to my slides. So different type of element locator is ID, accessibility ID, then class name, and XPath. Starting with the ID. So moving to, first we should have my native application installed on the mobile device. So I'm going to my device. Here my mobile is going to display by using Droid software. I'm moving to the application. So for this session, I'm using an application which is related to the accounts. So that is the account application that I'm using. I want to locate this particular element. So I'm going to UI Automator viewer. Here we have to click on this button and it will take the snapshot of my mobile device. Once you get the snapshot, here the element which I want to locate. So I click on this, all the properties of a particular element displayed in the right side box. First element locator which we are going to use, that is ID. So for ID, we need to go to the resource ID and we can pick only this text. I can use this text as a ID. So I'm using find element by ID and then text. Even if we take the complete data, I'm coming back to this. So if we take the complete data of this text box and set it as a ID, so it's still going to work, because in case of the ID, either you can set only the particular text or the complete text. In both the cases, it's going to work. So that was the first element locator we have used. I'm moving to the next element locator, that is accessibility ID. For that, again I'm moving to my UI Automator viewer. That is my UI Automator viewer. Here you can check like content description. Here it's a blank, but it might be possible there's some value is set like ADB123. So whatever the value is set over here, it can be used as the accessibility ID. So if I want to locate the same element by using the accessibility ID, we are going to use the content description part, copy this, and we can use in Eclipse. So here I can set that's the accessibility ID. So here we understand, like if you want to check the accessibility ID, so content description, whatever the data is set in the content description will be the accessibility ID. Moving to my slides, so we have covered ID and we also covered accessibility ID. Moving to the next part, that's the class name. We can locate an element by using its class name. So I'm moving back to my UI automation viewer. Here we can check developer set some class name. So I'm using this class name and we can locate the same element if I want by using the class name. So here you can check I was able to locate an element by using its ID. I was able to locate by the accessibility ID or by the class name. The next element locator which we can use is the name. So driver dot find element by name. So for name, you can check the text over here. So whatever the text developer has said, we can use it as a name. So I can copy this and placed it over here, and then whatever the action I want to perform. So I want to perform the click. So it will perform click on the particular element. Moving next to XPath. So here we can check the last element locator I'm going to tell you. It's the name we have covered is the XPath. So for XPath, we have the syntax like driver dot find element by XPath, and then here we need to start XPath by the double slash. Then we need to mention the class name. So I'm moving to my UI Automator viewer. Here we can check class name. So first I'm picking the class name, and set it over here. Then square bracket and any attribute. So while setting the attribute, we need to write at the rate, then any of the attributes. So I'm going over here. For this element I want to check, so attribute is index, text. So these all values are the attributes. We can use any of the values. I'm using index. So here index is equal to value is placed in a single quote. So I'm using single quote. So here we can check we have used all the element locators for a particular element. So what I do, I'm making all other element locators a comment, then we check by executing the same code. So I'm starting my Appium server. My Appium server started. Okay, and now I want to show my mobile screen, so I'm moving to the Droid as well, and then so I'm executing this. My test case is executing, so whatever will took place can be seen on this mobile screen. Test case is executing, and here we can see my phone is getting unlocked. Then it will start my application. So everything goes fine, and we have seen like the first element locator is working fine. Because we have seen while using the accessibility ID, by default developer did not set this accessibility ID. So as of now we cannot try it in practical. So I'm moving to the class name. So next element locator which we can use is the class name. So moving to the class name, I uncommented the particular line and executed again. Again, my test case is executing on the mobile device, and whatever the steps will took place on the device will be displayed on this Droid screen. It took some time because every time it's install the application and then execute it. So here we can check it's working perfectly. Click on the particular element, then the new action took place, but we need not to go for this. So we have seen 3 element locators: ID, name and class. Next element locator which we are going to use is by name. So I uncommented this line and run it again. So here we'll check, this time my button will click by its name. The test case is executing, so it'll take some time to start the application. So here we check, let's click on the button, we are able to use the 4th element locator. Moving to the next element locator, I commented this again, and this time I'm going to use XPath. I have uncommented the line, save it, and run it again. So here you check, my test case will start executing, and this time we will locate the element by using its XPath. Even in between, while the execution took place, we can go to this Appium window and we can check the logs as well. So, but it's a lot of logs are generated. And here we check. Okay, the problem is that I did not use the click event on this. So I'm using the click event over here, and then I run. So I'm running the same test case again, and this time it should click on a particular button by using XPath. So in this case, my button is searched by using XPath, and then click event will fire. Again, we can view Appium. So everything what's going behind the scene will be displayed over here, and actual mobile screen will be displayed on the right. So here we check, we are working with the XPath. So these are the 5 element locator which we have covered over here. Is the ID, accessibility ID, then class name, and XPath. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to know more about us, you can go to the www.thetestingworld.com. If you want any training support, you can call or WhatsApp us 8743913121. Thanks.